next Christmas. I mean, about the next tournament.
I feel wow about the tournament.
My favorite thing about speech is all the people with Lauren.
That is friendship. Probably the most embarrassing thing that has ever happened to me during speech was our first round at Marshall this year when Nora and I were doing our duo, and for some reason I started laughing and I couldn't stop, and I laughed through the entire ending of our piece while Nora gave both of our lines. It was pretty bad.
Well, I'd like to say my greatest moment of speech is at NAC calls last year, and we all went to a room and we did the chant thing, but it was like the best we've ever done it. We like bringing up garbage cans, and we were like on the tables and we were like pounding, and it was super cool. They could hear us on the other end of the school, and then we just like died down. It was just the perfect one. It was awesome.
My most intimidating moment of speech was when I found myself in a final round with people who have always been in final rounds, and I've never been in a final round before.
In second place with 289 points, the team from Moorhead.
Okay, good. My most embarrassing moment of speech would have to be when I walked into the boys' bathroom at a tournament last year, and Moorhead saw me go in there, so I had to like just pretend that I meant to do it, and I was like, "Oh, are you okay in here?" And it was really awkward.
I was really excited when I broke varsity finals for the first time. I screamed while we were sitting in the auditorium looking at the live tweets of the results. It was super exciting, especially because I didn't get to see the rest of my rounds because I was double entered, so I went first and then left, and I made it my goal to get the one in every round, and I did. So prelims were cool.
How could you cheat on me?
No, she's only a friend. Oh!
Up with my Valentine's date, Oliver, by saying him a little poem. Roses are red, violets are blue, garbage is dumped, and so are you.
The person who inspires me in speech would probably be Branch.
The person I look up to most is my category captain, Abby Clapp. She's helped me so much with my creative, and it's been so fun to work with.
The person I look up to in speech is probably Mackenzie Bedore.
I admire most on the speech team is Laurel and Maddie.
For those of you who didn't see Pippin, I'm going to give you a quick overview. Professionals only. Don't try this at home, guys.
Okay, I'm feeling really good about my rounds. I'm excited, ready to go, like my piece, feel good.
My first round went pretty well. Annika and I had a round together and we just kind of threw it back and forth. So yeah, it went well.
How do we feel about duo? Well, I think it's awesome to be able to work with a good friend here. You know, he's been like my best friend since 5th grade. And honestly, it's just amazing to be able to like depend on him in the speech. Like, we don't know what's gonna happen. If I mess up, he has to just roll with the punches. That is very true, good friend. It's great to see Moorhead at an all-time high in duos, just kidding. But me and my buddy here love each other, love the piece, love everybody else around here. It's very supportive, and I couldn't imagine doing it without them. So, thank you so much. That's great. Thank you.
I'm feeling just way inspired. I'm like a leader in arts.
My friends, go dance. Empty chairs at empty tables, where my friends will sing no more.
What does it take to be a captain on the Moorhead High speech team? It's a good question. I've thought about it most nights. I think I've narrowed it down to 2 qualities that a Moorhead High speech team captain has to have. The first one's leadership. You got to be able to lead your people to victory. The second one is relatability. You got to let your people know that you've been there too. I think that's what you need to be a good captain at Moorhead High.
Most people think that being a captain of the Moorhead High speech team involves being a really strong leader and being supportive of the people around you. But there's really only one surefire way to become a captain of the Moorhead High speech team, and that is being really good at cutting out pieces of paper.
If I could tell my novice self one thing, it would be that X speaking is not that scary, and John, you're only gonna cry once.
So the things you should know about X speaking is, first, you want to know what actually you're talking about, or if you don't, that's cool too. The other thing, definitely Rand Paul is crazy, and most of the time the answer is yes.
If I had to give away the award of best coach, as tough as it is, I'd give it to Ben Hamburger, because throughout the season he has helped me grow as a storyteller, and he always pushes me to be the best I can be, and I really appreciate that. So yeah, Ben Hamburger for best coach.
5 things not to do in a speech round. Don't fix your fly in front of the room. Number 2, do not browse through your phone. Do not look up your grades. Do not laugh obnoxiously. And lastly, do not pee your pants.
With rocks. More specifically, he had a terrible speech impediment when he was younger. And in order to train himself to speak clearly, he did it with rocks in his mouth. Thus, the rocks, these magical, mystical rocks that are sent every year to us from Arizona by a man who loves this team so much, Mr. Tanberg. What he asks you to do is to put those magical, mystical rocks in your mouths. Come on, do it. And go ahead, put them in. Don't swallow, don't chew. And now I want all of you to say your introduction. If you are an extemper, pick your favorite one. Ready, set, go.
The problem with the Trans-Pacific Partnership. They spoke really well, so they're Speaker of the Week.
And today's Speaker of the Week for the Eastview Tournament is Red Herbal!
My favorite tournament would probably be the Harvard speech tournament. I love all the cities tournaments, but they're so big and there are so many people, and I guess the Harvard one was really big too, but in a different way, and everyone was just really nice and welcoming, and we all just wanted to be friends, and so it was just a new and different environment, but a positive one, and that was really exciting and a new and fun experience for me.
There are many laughable moments we face in the Section 8 AA competition. But the most laughable moment I faced is when a girl walked up to perform her poetry program and she started it like so. Tell my mother, tell my father, I've done the best I can to make them realize that this is my life. I hope they understand. I'm not angry, I'm just saying, sometimes goodbye is a second chance. A poetry program by Shinedown, 3 Days Grace, and Nickelback.
This embarrassing moment was at a tournament last year when we didn't stay overnight. We had to be there at like 5 a.m. or something, but I didn't wake up until 5 a.m. So the bus had to stop off at this random exit and pick me up.
Okay, so tip for anyone joining speech or currently in speech about this room. If you bring food, it does not matter if it is in a bag, locked away, inside, people will find it, they will eat it, and it will be gone.
How's my hair? We're on? Okay. So I've always been a more scientifically minded person, which means I want to prove that I'm a terrible actor before I really believe it, which is why I want to try the category of humor. Moreover, I'm funny as hell.
So I joined speech because I had no idea what it was. We have nothing like that in Sweden back home, so I decided to try something new, you know? I should take all the opportunities as an exchange student.